A Jewish Canadian woman is speaking out after passport officials tried to erase Israel from her birthplace on an official document, citing it as a conflict zone. The incident has sparked accusations of discrimination and prompted demands for answers from federal authorities. Anastasia Zorchinsky, a Montreal resident and Canadian citizen, was born in Kfar Saba, a city in central Israel. This month, while applying for a new passport, she encountered what she calls a shocking directive. An employee at the Service Canada Passport Office informed her that due to political conflict, Israel could not be listed as her country of birth. Instead, the official suggested she enter Palestine. Zorchinsky, who shared the story in a video on X on November 13th, refused to accept it.
Yesterday, I went to submit all of my documents in person for a Canadian passport. And as the lady looks at my documents, after a minute, she tells me that we cannot put Israel as your country of birth next to your city of birth. And I ask why. And she says, because of the political conflict, we cannot put Israel on your passport. So I'm just like, what? Like, how come? So if it was any other country written as my birth country, you could put that country in my passport. But only because it's Israel, you cannot put it there. And she says yes. So at this point, I'm very confused, and I really just start doubting that this is true. And I ask, okay, please show me the policy where it says that. So she's gone for about 5 minutes. She comes back with her colleagues, and they tell me that for my city, I can put Israel on my passport. But since Mark Carney declared a Palestinian state, some cities are eligible to be put as Palestine, like combined with Palestine as their birth country.
Still, she worries about those who might not challenge such instructions, saying, quote, "If I had just submitted my application, who knows what would have happened?" She said it's clear discrimination. Now, her lawyer, Neil Oberman, wasted no time. On November 12th, he fired off a letter to the Passport Office, Service Canada headquarters, and the immigration minister. It demands all relevant policy documents, employee training materials, and assurances that political views won't influence identification papers. Oberman warned of potential complaints to the Canadian Human Rights Commission, the federal ombudsperson, or even federal court if not addressed. He said, quote, "Jewish Canadians shouldn't have to deal with this. Issues of politics shouldn't bleed into dealing with a government agency when it comes to a document for identification." The Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs has also weighed in, contacting Ottawa to call the episode unacceptable for any Canadian seeking government services. In response, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, through spokesperson Jeffrey McDonald, confirmed there have been no changes to passport policies for those born in Israel. Kfar Saba, they say, can indeed be printed with Israel as the birthplace and that no restrictions apply. Now, this comes amid heightened sensitivities over the Israel-Hamas war. But Zorchinsky's case underscores questions about training and consistency at passport offices. Officials couldn't produce a policy document on the spot, raising doubts about whether this was a one-off error or something more systemic. But for her part, Zorchinsky is resolute.
If I wasn't who I am, and if it was somebody in my shoes, and they were told that they cannot put their country of birth because of a political conflict, it's clear discrimination. And obviously I was also under some political influence by an employee from Passports Canada who tried to, obviously it's crazy. Clearly, these are the consequences of the leadership and the government that we have here in Canada. And thank God that I have really good lawyers, because I really do not want this to happen to anybody else, no matter where they were born, no matter where they're from, and no matter who they are.
As her lawyer awaits a reply, this story serves as a reminder of the power of persistence in the face of bureaucratic overreach. Back to you.